I got another package today. This one coming, I'm not sure it's gonna show, from Sweden. So last time I got a package from Sweden, you know what was inside? It was my order of TwoMorrows Publishing books and magazines. So yeah, I made another one. And stay tuned to see what I get this time. Howdy folks, Ranger Sly here, welcome to the channel. And as you saw just before the title, today I'm showing you what I got in my last order from TwoMorrows Publishing. I already did a video unboxing a few videos away with my first order that came from TwoMorrows Publishing. As you saw at the beginning, for some reason I still don't understand. My packages came from Sweden. So yeah, so the second package, as you see on the screen right now, I ordered a deluxe edition, hardcover, very thick book about the great Will Eisner. Will Eisner, of course, was the creator of The Spirit. He was also one of the masters of the comic book art form. If you don't know Will Eisner, I'm not going to explain him in a few minutes in this video, but I strongly urge you to learn more about him. He was very influential on many comic book creators. For example, Mike Plug, one of the artists who drew the first stories for Ghost Rider, Marvel's Frankenstein, Werewolf by Night, was one of the guy who worked with Will Eisner and was heavily influenced by him. He was a heavy influence on many artists, including also Frank Miller and many others. It would be too long to name them right now. This book is very interesting. There's a lot of interviews in it, not just with Will Eisner, who has passed away since then, of course, sadly, but with artists who were either influenced by him or work on his creation. For example, there's an interview with Darwin Cook, who did the DC revival of The Spirit a few years ago. Darwin Cook is also a great artist we lost a few years ago. Sadly, he was one of my favorites. He was a fellow Canadian. So I'm looking forward to read this book. The other hardcover book I ordered is this one here. It's another thick book. It's The Incredible Herb Trimpe. So it's a book about his careers. There's a lot of interview with him and also with people who work with him at Marvel. He did most of his career, I think, at Marvel. Probably 95% of what he produced was for Marvel. For me, he was my Hulk artist when I started reading comics as a kid. Herb Trimpe was doing the Hulk already, and he also drew some westerns at the beginning of his career, so that's why there's Kid Colt there in the corner. As you can see, he was very much influenced by Jack Kirby, but Herb Trimpe developed his own identity, I think. From all the Jack Kirby imitators out there, Herb Trimpe is my favorites. He also created this character here, the Phantom Eagle. So yeah, I'm looking really forward to read this, especially for the memories that brings me when I see a Hulk comic drawn by Herb Trimpe. I also bought a few more back issue magazines. I bought this one here. It's back issue number 85. It won't hold very well because it's floppy. It's all about the Christmas in the Bronze Age. As you know, if you've seen my video before, one of the type of comics I like to collect is the Christmas theme comic books, and this one has many articles about Christmas theme issues with lists and all, so I'm looking very forward to read this and add some titles to my list, my want list. So this is a cool one. Another issue I got. This is a more recent one. Back issue number 124. It's all about creepy monsters. Eric Heroes issue. So Manting, the Creeper, the Atlas Seaboards, Grim Ghost, and other crime fighters. Ghost Rider. This nice cover here, I don't know who did this. Rudy Nebres. Okay. Nebres? I'm not sure. I thought it was Art Adams for a while. I love Manting. Every time I see a cover with Manting on it, I think it's a cool cover. Every time. This monster, for some reason, I don't know why, I prefer it to Swamp Thing. But DC Swamp Thing, of course, was better written and drawn when Len Wein and Bernie Wrightson first created him. And Alan Moore wrote some of the best stories about monsters during his revolutionary run in the 80s. But for me, Manting on a cover makes a cool comic. And the last magazine I bought in my order with TwoMorrows Publishing was this one. I'm not such a big fan of Matt Wagner's Grendel, but it's about independent created heroes. And one of the heroes covered here is Stan Sakai Usagi Yojimbo. There's some pages in the back about Mage, which is actually my favorite Matt Wagner creation. So yeah, and also while I'm showing you books and magazine, I also ordered some magazine from eBay, so I'm gonna show you right now. So while I was shopping on TwoMorrows website, by the way, almost all the magazine and books I showed you were I think 40 or 50% off. So go on their website, you can find great deals. I was shopping in the back issue magazine pages, and some of the issues I really wanted weren't available anymore. They were out of print. So I went on eBay and found a few issues that I really wanted to add to my collection of fanzine. This is one I wanted the most, so it's number 100, as you can see. And it's all about fanzines and fandom, which is a subject I've renewed interest in the last few years. So yeah, it's about magazine like Back Issue, for example, like Amazing Heroes, and also about a magazine I showed you in my Most Wanted of 2021, which is The Amazing World of DC, which was an in-house prozine or fanzine made by DC Comics in the 70s, which I collect. I'm missing only 2 issues from that series, and this one has a long article about that fanzine, so I was very interested. Another issue I saw on a website but I couldn't find was the one about the Legion of Superheroes. As you saw in my last video, I'm a big fan of Legion of Superheroes, and this one is about the period, I think the last great period for the Legion, when Keith Giffen was doing it. Steve Littell drew it for a while. There's also an article about other futuristic superheroes and characters like Mike Grell's Star Slayer, and there's an article also about Space 1999, a TV series I love very much. And I collect the comic book. I think I'm missing only 1 issue of the magazine. I have all the comic books from Charlton, and I'm missing 1 magazine issue, I think, because Charlton produce a black and white magazine format and also a color comic book. So this one about the Legion, looking forward to read also. The subtitle is actually Heroes of Tomorrow. And the last issue I get, actually, the 2 issues I just showed you were part of a 3-issue auction on eBay. I didn't really care about this one about number 123, about the superhero romance issue, with a nice cover, I must say, by Dave Gibbons, who drew the Green Lantern for a while in the 80s. Nice run, by the way, and a cheap run to collect too, with great art by Dave Gibbons. And I think Len Wein was the writer, so you were in good hands. So yeah, there's an article about Elongated Man and his wife Sue, which is a character I like very much. But I mainly bought it because it came in the same package deal as the previous 2 back issue magazine, the 2 I really wanted. And another magazine that has nothing to do with what I've shown you so far, it's Dragon Magazine number 110. About a month ago, Mancave Comics, a fellow YouTuber, I like very much his channel, his content, and what he has to say about comics. I think we have similar interests also. So Mancave a month ago did a video. I'm gonna link it down below as an entry to a giveaway. I think it was NYC Road to 1,000 sub. So I'm gonna link it down below anyway. And he showed his collection of old vintage role-playing games and modules and magazines, and it gives me a slight interest in finding. I used to read religiously the Dragon magazine back in the early 80s, I think, when I played a lot of Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, so way before 3rd edition and all that stuff. I think they're up to 5th edition now. Anyway, back in the good old days, and I remember an adventure module that came. The Dragon magazine sometimes had an adventure module inside it, and inside this one there's an adventure called House on the Frozen Land, which I thought was very cool. I never played it either as a dungeon master or a player, but I read it and I thought it was cool, and when Mancave showed his stuff, it gave me an urge to read it again. So I went on eBay, found it for cheap, ordered from a Canadian dealer, so the shipping wasn't too bad. I don't remember how much I paid, maybe $10 plus for $5 shipping. It's not in perfect condition, but it's complete. It's nice, I can read it. Interesting stuff. So yeah, so thank you Mancave. By the way, I'm gonna dedicate this video to you, Mancave Comics. Links down below, go watch his video. He shows really cool stuff, vintage stuff. If you like the type of comics I show, I'm pretty sure you will like Mancave. So yeah, Mancave is one of the regulars on Cover Slingers, a show hosted on the Greyman's channel. By the way, here's my brand new mug. Have a greymazing day.
Have a greymazing day. I'll have a greymazing day. Have a greymazing day. I hope you have a greymazing day.
I'm also going to leave a link for his merch. The Greyman has cool merch. He's a cool guy, he's a funny guy. I love him a lot. He's like my brother from England. So yeah, go look at Mancave's video. Go buy a mug or some merchandise from Greyman. Link down below. And thank you for watching. Until we meet again, happy trails everyone.